televidente de nosso segmento de ventana global, de maneira não sai lendo pues tu titular também de corrente, não sai o nosso temporada de orcão e nosso tem pic basicamente de momento na caminho que o orcão pues está mais ativo na região atlântico, não sai que sai na forma forte de costa na forte de África. E essa aqui só de dor de pues a temperatura não caliente que está bem e a temperatura não dá frio. E essa aqui pues está contra outro e essa aqui pues está com essa forma é lo que por vira tabira tormenta tropical tabira orcão e assim pues está com speed. E essa aqui não pues está com normalmente pues ruta que pues parte norte de Caribe. Então essa aqui está a parte de San Martín, Puerto Rico, República Dominicana, Cuba e pues sigue para Florida. Essa aqui está o qual que nós sabe, ou pedimos a chegar a entender o que está é informação básica aqui. Mas com nós temos que preparar-nos mesmo para a hora nós orcão. E de com nós três aqui, para nós escuta, é dano não com o orcão, mas de caso aqui o orcão Irma, a Ásia, na San Martín e na outro lugar. Mas quando nós temos que preparar-nos mesmo, para nós sabe que essa aqui não acaba. Essa aqui pode estar bem terminada até novembro. Por lo tanto, possibilidade que orcão forte venha a trove, tem. Lá nós pues vamos mirar vídeo cortico e com nós se prepararmos mesmo para orcão.
How to survive a hurricane. Don't wait until the storm is heading your way. Survive a hurricane with these safety precautions. You will need advanced planning, flood insurance, emergency supplies, a NOAA-enabled battery-powered radio, battened-down hatches, a safe room, and extreme caution. Step 1. Plan ahead. Know the location of local shelters and how you'll evacuate if you don't have a car. If you have family members with special medical needs, ask local officials if there's a registry so they can help in the event of power outages. Pick a place for family members to meet in case you become separated, and designate an out-of-town friend as the person everyone calls to report that they're safe. Get flood insurance if you don't already have it. Make sure you know how to shut off electricity, gas, and water in case you're instructed to do so. Step 2. Have the following supplies on hand at the start of hurricane season. A 3-day supply of water that provides 1 gallon per person per day, a 3-day supply of non-perishable food that doesn't require cooking, a flashlight and extra batteries, a battery-powered radio that can receive broadcasts from the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, a first aid kit, and a 7-day supply of medications. The Atlantic and Central Pacific hurricane season runs from June 1st to November 30th. The Eastern Pacific is from May 15th through November. Step 3. If a hurricane warning is issued, meaning one is expected in the next 36 hours, bring in anything that can be tossed around by the wind. Close and board up all windows and doors with 5/8-inch marine plywood unless you have hurricane shutters. Clear rain gutters and downspouts. Trim trees and shrubs. Put your refrigerator and freezer on the coldest setting and fill your car's gas tank in case you're ordered to evacuate. Step 4. If you live on the first or second floor of a high-rise, make plans to take refuge with neighbors between floors 3 and 10 when the storm begins. Residents who live above the 10th floor should evacuate, as should mobile home dwellers and anyone living on a floodplain, near a river, or on an inland waterway. Step 5. Shortly before the storm is expected to start, fill your bathtub with water so you have an extra supply on hand. Unplug small appliances and sensitive electronics and turn off propane tanks. Step 6. When the storm starts, stay away from the windows and glass doors and avoid using the phone. Go to your home's lowest level and stay in an interior room, closet, or hallway. Have a mattress or pillow to protect your head. Monitor weather conditions on your radio and don't leave your safe place until local officials say it's okay to do so. Step 7. If you lose electricity, keep circuit breakers turned off until power is restored. Then check for frayed wires. If you see any, call the power company. Leave the house immediately if you smell gas. If you're returning home, don't enter your house if floodwaters remain around the building. You see loose power lines or structural damage, or you smell a gas leak. If you have any safety concerns at all, stay elsewhere until your home is checked by a building inspector or a structural engineer. Did you know 2/3 of the hurricanes that hit land in the United States between 1981 and 2011 struck the Gulf Coast? The other third hit the Atlantic coast.
Precauciona los mesertinga promé y durante un huracán y también pues después esa gran diferente video y no sé un siguiente también pues que también te ayudanos en lo que está el proceso de tormenta y huracán.
Violent winds, driving rain, killer waves. These are the hallmarks of a hurricane. Also called cyclones or typhoons, hurricanes are giant storms prowling the world's tropical seas. An average hurricane releases as much energy in a day as the explosion of 500,000 small atomic bombs. Hurricanes form in the summer and fall when the sun heats vast stretches of tropical ocean to over 82 degrees. Warm, moist air rises over these hot spots, creating thunderstorms. Upper-level winds and surface winds then come together, forming a circular pattern of clouds known as a tropical depression. When the winds exceed 39 miles per hour, a tropical storm has developed. When the winds reach 74 miles per hour, a hurricane is officially born. Inside the storm, bands of rain up to 300 miles long meet in the eye wall, the most violent section. Here, winds of up to 200 miles per hour spiral upward. Within the center of the hurricane, downdrafts of dry air create a strangely calm area called the eye. Fully formed, a hurricane may stretch over 500 miles in diameter. That's a storm nearly the size of Texas and reach a height of 9 miles. Most of these storms spin out over the open sea, but in an average year, 2 or 3 will strike the mainland of North America. And when they do, the damage can be catastrophic. Most dangerous is the storm surge, a wall of water that sweeps across the coastline where a hurricane makes landfall. About 45,000 people were killed by hurricanes in the 20th century, including some 15,000 in the United States. Hurricanes are also costly in dollars. 1992's Hurricane Andrew was the most expensive natural disaster in U.S. history, causing more than $25 billion worth of damage. Scientists are searching for better ways to predict the path of a hurricane. Special planes called hurricane hunters fly directly into these monster storms and drop sensors to measure wind speed, temperature, and air pressure, providing vital clues to the hurricane's direction. New 3D models are also helping scientists understand this awesome force of nature and provide quicker and more accurate warnings to anyone unlucky enough to be caught in its path.
Siguro un'idea per nos porsa come sa che nella forma maniera ma explica na inicio con orcán anta começou como depressão, vira tormenta tropical e de aqui pues vira orcán. Nos saco nos avendia calentamento global tem influência dessa aqui, tem gente que tabisa com não, tem gente que tabisa com sim. Nos lo mira com o tempo, em verdade aqui é o que está ocasionando que o orcán anda virando mais e mais forte, pues nos lo tende después de científico nan Kiko esa que lo vieron. Un cosa no sa que o orcán Irma pues ta de ahora aquí el orcán graba recorded como es un de más fuerte de historia y es un que más daño a llegar de Hasi. Por lo tanto, la que nos va a pues algún día devastación o orcán Irma a Hasi y con un base está recuperando fuerzas aquí.
Drinking water finally arrives on the east coast of St. Martin. People desperate for supplies try to get what they can. Since Hurricane Irma hit on Wednesday, there's been no fresh water, no power, and no access to information. Help like this is a lifeline.
We are in a terrible situation, and As an elected official, I am trying to do the best of my ability to try to coordinate so that everything be done in a peaceful manner and a suitable manner so that everyone can get a little bit of water and so on, at least in first instance. At this time, all hands on deck.
French officials say they're doing their best to bring in aid as fast as possible, but some people here are losing patience.
They said for us to wait, but how long? There's no food, no water, no nothing. It's terrible here.
It doesn't help that most of the shops that survived Irma have been emptied by looters, leaving little left to buy for these people. This woman was looking frantically for milk to feed her newborn.
Apparently they're giving out water, but we haven't received any yet. We have no electricity, no radio, so we don't know anything. And since this morning, I've been running everywhere to find milk for my little girl.
Driving around the island, it's clear that Irma showed it no mercy as it ripped through buildings, scattered debris and terrified the population. People have started to clean up, but for most, it's difficult to know where to start.
It's hard to imagine that just a few days ago, this place was busy with shoppers and tourists. And what really strikes you is the enormity of the task to rebuild St. Martin.
It's a war zone. I've seen big disasters, nothing at this level, nothing ever seen around ever. It's the huge cleanup and reconstruction, but that is going to take weeks, months and years.
St. Martin's economy is built on tourism. Turquoise water and lush scenery made it a dream destination. To fully recover, it must lure back holidaymakers. But right now, the only cruise liner docking here is an evacuation ship. Natasha Butler, Al Jazeera, St. Martin.
Pues situación de nuestra hermana isla St. Martin es aquí pues que la mayoría de nos mira es aquí de noticia e se a situação com essa que também está guardo atender todas as pessoas de boa vontade, mas também naturalmente nos marina e também pessoas que disponíveis para ajuda. Nós sabemos que amanhã também um dia apone como oficial para fazer donação para St. Martin, dus tudo caminha oficial que vai por fazer donação de tanto artículo pero também pues parte financeira também. Essa aqui estava dando ventana global televidente e nos acordamos para quedar pendiente para outra semana, nós temos outra ventana global para dar mais informação de lo que está sucedendo rond de nós e internacionalmente. Nós vamos a um break comercial e um chis, nós vemos mais.